So, in tonight's SWAT episode, there's this new gang called the Honeytraps. They're all women, and let me tell you, they're drop-dead gorgeous, and they know how to use it. They reel guys in with their looks, get them to take them home, and then BAM! They knock them out cold and clean them out. And get this, some poor guys even wake up in the middle of it, only to end up catching a bullet for it. It's tragic, really. Like, there's this guy, Paul Leischer, and his neighbor, just trying to be helpful, and they both end up dead. So the FBI had to step in because these ladies have been on a killing spree, taking out 5 people across state lines and injuring 8 others. They've been on the run for months, hitting up big shots all over the country, and now they're making their way to the West Coast. The feds almost caught them in San Francisco, but, you know, things went south, and the ladies slipped through their fingers. The feds are pretty embarrassed about the whole thing. So, check it out. The big boss, Adic, was all like, "You better make an arrest happen or you're out of here." So these 2 agents, they're sweating bullets, because if they don't crack this case, they're toast. Now, one of these agents, Jackie Vasquez, she's a familiar face from LAPD SWAT. You know, tough as nails. But get this, she's teamed up with FBI Special Agent Chad Hettinger, who's calling the shots now, because the feds lost track of those dangerous women, the Honeytraps. Jackie was leading the charge before Chad took over. She thought she had a solid lead and sent in the whole federal squad, only to find out she'd messed up big time. Turns out, she sent them to some innocent family's house with kids and all. Talk about a major screw-up. It ended up on the news, making the feds look like fools. Jackie got bumped down from her lead role, and it looked like she was gonna get booted from the case altogether. But she fought tooth and nail to stay on it. Now, she's got one last shot to nab those women, and she can't afford to mess it up. Jackie hits up Hondo as soon as she hears the Honeytraps are hitting up LA. She's like, "We gotta move fast, Hondo. We got just 48 hours before these ladies skip town for good." She spills the beans, showing Hondo pics of the 4 main women in the crew, no doubt about it. But get this, she's got a hunch there's a 5th wheel involved, some tech whiz helping them cover their tracks. See, these gals ain't just hitting up pawn shops, they're moving stuff across state lines like it's nobody's business. And get this, they're wiping out the bank accounts of the dudes they rob, plus they've somehow managed to disappear off the digital grid. Facial recognition can't even pick them up. It's like these 5 are tight-knit, but somebody's slipping up on the loyalty front. Get this, when the cops came knocking, these Honeytraps bolted, leaving one of their own behind. SWAT swooped in and nabbed her, even got her prints. Turns out, her name's Bella Lisboa, Brazilian through and through. Her old man was into some shady stuff, and both her folks kicked the bucket when she was just a kid. Since then, she's been flying solo, racking up charges back home as a honey trapper. She's got one partner in crime, Catalina Paulista, who's got a whole different story. Catalina used to roll with Rio's biggest gang, trained up in guerrilla warfare, and she's the one pulling the trigger. But Bella? She's just the pretty face, reeling dudes in. Oh, and get this. During her bust, she spilled the beans about this guy Augie calling the shots, telling them who to target. Thing is, Augie's been mixing things up lately, sending them after not-so-rich folks. Sure, they didn't score big from the last hits in LA, but they did snag some laptops. Turns out, these dudes were testing security for some storage joint. Augie's got big plans to sell off the info to the highest bidder, and he's even thinking of cutting out his own cousin from the deal. Wild, right? Augie's cousin? Yeah, that's Catalina. And when she caught wind of Augie trying to cut her out of a big score, she wasn't having it. She offed him to take control of the whole operation. But here's where things get messy. SWAT could have swooped in and maybe saved Augie, but Chad, that Fed guy, messed it all up. He barged in while Jackie and Hondo were grilling Bella, whisking her away like she's some kind of VIP. Chad's all about the glory, taking credit for everything without even bothering to get the facts straight. He shut down SWAT's attempts to get info and ended up getting Augie killed in the chaos. See, Chad's just trying to climb that bureaucratic ladder, hungry for recognition. He kept barking orders at SWAT, thinking he's the boss, but they set him straight. They don't answer to him. They're doing their job, trying to save lives in their own turf. And Jackie? She's got a shot at redemption if she can nab those women before they skip town with their loot. Turns out they're aiming for some dark vault, and time's running out. All right, So there's this super secure spot called the Dark Vault, where the Department of Customs keeps all the foreign cash they seize. Talking millions, man. And these women, they jacked an armored truck to haul away their loot. SWAT caught wind of their plan and made a move to stop them. But here's the twist. Chad, that guy who's all about the glory, he must have been keeping tabs on them. He tried to beat SWAT to the punch, racing to the scene to steal the spotlight. But guess what? Chad ended up getting himself caught, and Catalina was using him as a human shield. Jackie, being the hero she is, swooped in to save him, even though she didn't have to. So Chad got a reality check about teamwork and trust. Instead of trying to one-up Jackie, maybe he should have teamed up with her. That's how you climb the ladder, dude. And hey, on a side note, Hicks found out the woman he's into has ALS. She wanted to split up because she didn't want him to go through another tough loss. But Hicks ain't backing down. He's sticking by her side, showing that he's there for her no matter what.